Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akim, of course, call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach as well. Peace and Shalom to the Akim out there and the elect, which consist of the men, women, and children selected to make it out of here from the coming nuclear destruction, all right? I'm the brothers in Yon Olive, the DC camp, coming at you with a quick video as I've seen this and had to run out on break to do this video. This real simple and plain. Keep this in your mind. You know, there's a war on our bodies. All right, as you can see here, CNN on the Yahoo from the Yahoo database, CNN. Obesity is becoming more common in a growing number of states. CDC data show. Now, CDC is Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Why would they be concerned with obesity? Because at the end of the day, being obese is making the body be not at ease, disease, okay, meaning not at ease, all right? And this is a growing thing, okay, in America. Is really growing, okay? The rest of the world don't really have obesity problems like America. I remember the brothers from London, you know, the elder brothers, when they came to visit us in D.C., all right? I remember the one bro, he looked around and said, man, Americans are fat. You know, he said, Americans are fat, man. He said it just like that. And I was like, damn, you know, I was like, he ain't lying though, you know, because that's a big thing in America. You know, the American diet, the Babylon diet is terrible. And also it's a war on your body. All right. You think they don't know what they're doing by putting all these preservatives and chemicals in these foods? Like the apostle Elder Tahar said a long time ago, this is basically a silent killer. All right. These foods and stuff like that, because one day you can just be walking along and then just drop dead, okay? Because over time, your body was taking all these things and it put a lot of stress on your body, all right? That's why the elders, starting with the elders, apostles on down, big bros and stuff throughout the different states, brothers oftentimes go through what? Health videos and health tips. And really that's the spirit of the Lord coming down through men to tell the people, hey, watch what you eat and take care of your body. Really, don't look at it as, you know, just men speaking on this. This is the spirit of Yahweh Yahweh Shai coming down to tell us to take care of ourselves. Do you understand that? They know we're in this flesh, all right? So they're telling us and giving us guidance to take care of ourselves. And that's amazing, man, on all levels, okay, spiritually and physically. All right, matter of fact, let me get that scripture because I got it up early. This is Proverbs 8:33. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. Straight up. Hear instruction and be wise and refuse it not. And part of this truth, all right, is our diet. That's literally in the scriptures. If it's in the scriptures, it's a part of the truth. That's what I mean. Okay, if it's in the scriptures, it's in there for a reason. And we have to watch and take care of our bodies, man. All right, but let me go into the article. It says September 21st, 2023. It says obesity is becoming more common in a growing number of states, according to new data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In 2022, 22 states had at least 35% of adults with obesity, up from 19 states in 2021. 10 years ago, CDC said no state had an adult obesity prevalence at or above 35%. So, of course, as time goes on, things are going to get worse and worse and worse. They're going to think of more improved ways to poison us with these foods. That's why we have to, eat, the best way we can. Is it always going to be perfect? No. Okay, it's not always going to be perfect, but we have to try to the best of our ability. You know, it says the new data show prevalence was highest in Louisiana, Oklahoma, and West Virginia, where more than 40% of adults had obesity. All right. And it says overall prevalence was highest in the Midwest and the South, where about 36% of adults had obesity. All right. And yeah, because a lot of these places, you know, they promote, especially the South, man. They promote a lot of garbage, man. especially in dealing with that pork, that swine. All right. A lot of dietary laws are broken and people are suffering from it, man. The dietary laws and also lawful food in excess, okay? Being unsatiable, as we're going to get. All right. Let me keep reading. It says, in the South, where 36% of adults had obesity. In the Northeast and West, about 30% of adults had obesity in 2022. The data is from the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System. So, look, they get data on this stuff, man. They track that. They track that. It's not for help, because if it was for help, they would do things to mitigate these things. They would promote more herbs, okay? Have more holistic options out there. Okay, so they're not doing this for health reasons or any type of help. They're tracking the data. You see, all right, and it says a survey conducted by the CDC and state health departments. Adults were considered to have obesity if their body mass index was at least 30, based on self-reported measurements of height and weight. The new data, published Thursday, found notable differences in obesity prevalence by race and ethnicity, which really race and ethnicity are the same thing, but they always jack that stuff up. It says at least 35% of black adults is Israelite, okay? All right, Israelite adults had obesity in 38 states. And the same was true for American Indian adults in 33 states. And Hispanic adults in 32 states. And you notice they have period. So the 35% for Negroes, Native Americans, and Latinos, all right, the 35% is for what? You tribes. And they made sure to indicate that because they didn't put anything else. They said blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, so to speak. Israelites. 35% in 38 states, obesity. Higher than all these other nations, man. Look at this, because the very next sentence, obesity rates among Asian adults did not exceed 35% in any state, and only 14 states reached that metric for white adults or Edomite. So the Asian could be Moabite or Ammon, because Asian is broad, really. It could be Moabite or Ammon. It could also be Japhet. All right, and it says in any state, and only 14 states reached that metric for Edomite adults. Only 14. But 38 states reached that 35% metric for what? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. This is a war on our body. In our neighborhoods, okay, they have these trash ass supermarkets, okay, that sell these terrible foods. And certain other good neighborhoods, when I say good, emphasis on good, because it's not really good because the heathen live there. All right. They don't set the standard on what's good, by the way. But so-called, okay, as society says, them good or better neighborhoods, okay, those are they have a lot of health food stores. They have a lot of international markets out there. They have a lot of holistic markets out there. But in Jake neighborhoods, what do they have? ShopRite. What is this? What is this one place? Because other than Safeway, Shoppers, and all this other stuff, they have Pathmark. If the Pathmark, even if that's even still up, some states have it. But ShopRite and this other stuff. Why? Because going there, the foods are very, very, very cheap. And guess what? That's what Jake can afford. All right, because we're in the curses. And Esau knows that. All right, he knows that. So he puts these terrible foods at a very, very, very low price and an affordable price so that Jake can buy it and get more sick. They're not about health and help. All right. If they were about helping their people in America, they would what? Send funds to help their people in America to eat appropriately. But instead, they would rather send funds to the Ukraine and all these other places, Israel. Okay. But what about the people on the home front? Really? it doesn't matter about the people on the home front. All right. And even if they did send aid to Jake, it still wouldn't matter. You damn devils are still going into slavery, man. It's nothing you can do to get back in the good graces of Yahweh Shem Shai. There's nothing you can do, man. All right. Look at that. 35% blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, tribes, the Israelites, in 38 states. There's only 50 goddamn states. Damn. Only 12 left to get to what, the 50 states, let alone the additional territories, U.S. territories that's out there. It says obesity rates were lowest among young adults, with about 1 in 5 people ages 18 to 24 considered to have obesity. Rates were about twice as high among adults 45 to 54, with a prevalence of about 2 in 5, according to the CDC data. Obesity prevalence also decreased as level of education increased. So they're saying it decreased as the level of education increased. So there goes that push for education. If you're educated, then you do things better. Okay? That's what they say. All right? Really, to tell you the truth, if you put it out there and you teach that on a grand scale, people will gravitate to it. Just the whole American way of life promotes obesity in these crazy ways, man. All right. It has nothing to do with being the smartest or being the most intelligent, because the other nations around the world, their culture, they're raised in eating those things, and therefore they're not subject to a lot of obesity. They're raised on it. Okay. We're not raised on that over here. All right. Let's see. So let me okay, I got enough of that. So let me get the scriptures, okay? Put that away. This is Sirach 30 and verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. See, it's in the scriptures. And if it's in the scriptures, it's truth. We teach whatever's in the scripture. Okay? All right. It says a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. Straight up. All right. You will have a care with what you're putting in the Lord's temple. Okay. Now let me get the one over. Sirach. Of course, you know where I'm going to. Let me try this is Sirach 37 and 29. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing. All right. Now, unsatiable means lack of control. Okay. All right. Lack of self-control. Unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. Okay. A lot of our diet in America consists of a lot of meat eating. Okay, we didn't eat a whole lot of meat and excess meats in the ancient world. Did we get down with our meats? Absolutely. We ate lamb. We ate quail. You know, we ate these different things like that. Lamb. Okay, deer. We ate these things, and they're delicious, of course. All right. But guess what? We didn't just keep eating those things in excess, man. We had a whole lot of fruits and vegetables that we ate. All right. And we're going to get back to that again. A whole lot of, it's so many things that we can eat out of the Salakia. It's so many things that we can eat out here. It's amazing when it comes to herbs. All right. A lot of people cut down their grass not knowing that they have good herbs that they can eat. Okay. A lot of people, I showed brothers a long time ago, you could just pull out wild garlic. Wild garlic. It's that, let me see. Since I'm on here, let me show you. Wild garlic in yard. So they'll give you a whole lot of pictures. So let me see. That's what it looks like. See, a lot of people will cut this, not knowing. And guess what? When it comes to eating these things, you can eat the whole entire thing. Just like a lot of people, they eat the turmeric or turmeric, or they'll eat the ginger rhizome. That's that thing that you buy in the store that looks like a stick, basically a twig. All right, turmeric or ginger rhizomes. Okay, but they'll discard the leaves of it. Okay, because it grows leaves out of it, and the leaves, okay, the green herb that grows out of it, you can eat that too, and it has the same exact benefit as that hard rhizome that we buy in the store. Okay, let me put rhizome so you know what I'm talking about. All right, see, that's what you buy in the store. That part, see that? Of course, that's what we buy in the store. But the green part, as you can see, that's coming out of it, you can cut that up and make a salad, put it in teas, just eat it straight up, whatever. And it has the same exact benefit as the rhizome, of course, because it's the same plant. A lot of people discard that, right? But going back to the wild garlic, wild onion and garlic that grows in people's yards, a lot of people will see this and it's discarded, all right? But they have distinct uh, looks to them, okay? A lot of them will have that a little bulb. See, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. You see that when you pull it out of the ground. All right, and that end piece is the garlic or onion. You see? See that right here? That's what I was pulling out of the ground, left and right. Edible wild plants, left and right. I was pulling these out of the ground, and we were eating them. You see? All right, and they're all in the yards. A lot of people cut it down not knowing they have onions or garlic growing in their yards. All right. So Sirach 37 in verse 29, be not insatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. Now, choler is dealing with, upset stomach, disease, your body not being at ease in your stomach, sickness. All right, because when you look at this scripture, it's synonymous. Excess of meats bringeth sickness. Surfeiting will turn into choler. Surfeiting and excess are pretty much the same thing. All right, a lot of times when you read the scriptures, all right, the second half of the scripture is synonymous with the first half. Okay, for a lot of the scriptures. All right, for excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler. All right, stomach problems. Okay, now it says by surfeiting have many perished, for by excess of these things and excess of meats many have perished. But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. You see that? That's why it's not good to just keep eating red meat all the goddamn time. Okay? You have to incorporate more herbs in your diet. Okay? And that what? But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. And this is written in the scriptures. If it's in the scriptures, it's in there for a reason. The Lord is showing us how to maneuver while we're in these what? Fleshly bodies. These fleshly mortal bodies that are capable of dying. The Lord is showing us, hey, do this to take care of your body. All right? Not saying I'm perfect, Akim. I'm constantly working on it. Right now, I'll share something with you. Right now, pretty much every Sabbath, I'm doing like a liquid fast. Sometimes it's just water, and sometimes it's the whole day, different types of liquid tea. All right. Some days, if I do it, it might be like a tomato soup or something like that. But it just has to be liquid form. Just give your body a rest. All right. Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone. Peace and shalom to the elect. As always, double shalom.